Nick, what do you think people said when we asked them which emoji do you use most often in your commit messages?
You said you were grouping them, so I'm going to go the one with the yellow face.
I'm sorry, but we're not grouping them.
Good answer.
Zoom in. Enhance.
I'm going to go with none.
Show us none.
Oh.
Number one answer.
Whoa. Outside the box.
Whoa.
Who are these people?
I know, right?
Professionals.
That's not how my brain works.
Professionals. In fact, one person said, I don't use emoji commit messages, you heathens. So they were not just saying none. They were mad about it.
42 people were like, I reject the premise of this entire question.
Which is almost
This
half.
is true.
Yeah, they're like, what kind of tacos do you like? And they're like, waffles.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Square. Square is the platform that sellers trust. There is a massive opportunity for developers to support Square sellers by building apps for today's business needs. And I'm here with Shannon Skipper, Head of Developer Relations at Square. Shannon, can you share some details about the opportunity for developers on the Square platform?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have millions of sellers who have unique needs, and Square has apps like our point of sale app, like our restaurants app, but there are so many different sellers, tuxedo shops, florists, who need specific solutions for their domain. And so we have a Node SDK written in TypeScript that allows you to access all of the backend APIs and SDKs that we use to power the billions of transactions that we do annually. And so there's this massive market of sellers who need help from developers. They either need a bespoke solution built for themselves on their own Node stack, where they are working with Square Dashboard, working with Square hardware, or with the ecom, what you see is what you get builder. And they need one more thing. They need an additional build. And then finally, we have the app marketplace where you can make a Node app and then distribute it so it can get in front of millions of sellers and be an option for them to adopt.
Very cool. All right. If you want to learn more, head to developer.squareup.com to dive into the docs, APIs, SDKs, and to create your Square developer account. Start developing on the platform sellers trust. Again, that's developer.squareup.com.
This is JS Party, your weekly celebration of JavaScript and the web. We hope you enjoy this Frontend Feud game show, and if you do, tell your friends. That'd be cool. Special thanks to our partners at Fastly. Everything we ship here at Changelog is fast because Fastly serves it up super fast everywhere on Earth. Check them out at fastly.com. Okay, you know what time it is.
It's time to play Frontend Feud.
Hello and welcome back, friends, to Frontend Feud. I am Jared, and I am ready to host an excellent game. We have two spectacular teams. We have the returning champs, ShopTalk Show. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, glad to be here.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Of course, Dave and Chris, joined by our very own Amelia, back with ShopTalk, ready to defend that championship.
Mm-hmm. We have the carry. I feel real good about today. To all the shopomaniacs out there, we're doing this for you.
We're basically the Ken Jennings of feuding about web technology.
And there you go. Well played. Noticeably not here is Team Syntax, losers. No offense, Syntax, but not invited back. In their place, the contenders this week are friends from the CSS podcast, Una and Adam. What's up?
Woo!
Yeah.
We're stoked. Yeah.
You're going down,
We're going
fool.
to give them a run for their money.
I'm going to take you out in the second round.
Yeah. I'd like to note that they're paid to know about CSS.
As opposed to having a CSS blog site.
I'm fully intimidated. It's,
Yes, professionals versus amateurs over here.
I don't know what I'm doing here. We got these defending champs. So we gotta at least give them a good fight.
Well, joining your team is our very own Nick Nisi, who may or may not have won this game last time he played. He can't remember, but he was there.
I can't remember.
We think he was there. And he's here now.
Ahoy, hoy.
Cannot confirm nor deny.
Welcome, Nick. We're going to kick some butt.
So this is the game of responding to the question, not with necessarily the correct answer, but the most popular answer. So we have surveyed JS Party listeners, and we have 6 rounds of statements in which they have answered in a text field. They can write in anything they want. And so they have done just that, and we have normalized and scrubbed those suckers up, put them into groups, and you all are going to try to match the most popular answers on the board. So we split into 2 teams. There will be a face-off, an interface-off, if you will, each round, where one member of each team, quote-unquote, steps forward and has a chance to guess first. The person during the face-off that has the highest, matches the highest response, their team wins that board, and they then play that round. Okay, when you play the round, you have to try to match every single answer on the board. You have 3 deaths. You can die. Actually 2, because if you die the 3rd death, then you're done. At which point, the other team has a chance to steal, okay? When you steal, you can confer with your team. You can all decide on what you're going to guess for the steal. When you're not stealing, you cannot confer. So you are on your own to make a guess. After 6 rounds, the team with the most points wins. Any questions?
Is there a buzzer? Do we buzz in?
There will not be a buzzer. We will take turns instead, just because real-time issues. And so even when we do the face-off, we will let one team guess first, and then the other team guess second, and we'll just rotate teams each round. So it's fair.
Oh, I was really looking forward to racing somebody for...
Man.
You can still buzz. You can buzz all you want. It just won't affect the end game.
Una, it's Command Q, actually. Is the buzzer.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the buzzer. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Okay, so we are ready to play. We'll begin round 1. Round 1 will be Dave versus Una. Step right up. She's still here, so she did not fall for the command cue.
She buzzed in. She has to answer.
We will pull up the game board. Everybody can see that.
Oh, this is fancy.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Did you get a budget increase for that?
Oh, no.
This is great.
This is professional here. So we will start with Dave since they are defending champs. There are 6 answers on the board. The question is, name your favorite programming language that is not HTML, CSS, or JS. You're trying to match that number 1 answer if possible. Dave, what do you think?
I'm going to go with the cool kid, Rust.
Show us Rust.
Eh.
Number 3 answer with 19 responses. So you're on the board, but Una now has a chance to match higher. If she can pick number 1 or number 2, then the CSS podcast plays round 1. Una, what do you think?
Oh, okay. So this is favorite programming language, and I'm going to try to go with one that maybe more people are familiar with just in the web community.
Okay.
I'm going to try Java.
Okay. Show us Java.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
I would have thought. I thought you had it.
Good guess. Good guess. Unfortunately, Java did not make the top 6. The threshold, by the way, for being on the board is you must have at least 5 responses. So certainly there were people that said Java, just not 5 or more. Okay.
I mean, Java made me cry, but some people like it.
Yeah, it said favorite, so Java definitely not.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Favorite is that's a tall order, isn't it?
I was thinking popular.
Okay, so ShopTalk wins the board. That means ShopTalk gets to play this round. Dave started. So now we will go to Chris. Name your favorite programming language that is not HTML, CSS, or JS.
Python.
Good answer. Good answer. Good
It's a
answer.
good one.
Good answer.
That was my second one.
Okay, did Python make the board? And where does it land? Oh, number 1 answer.
Oh, I
Nice.
should have gone with that.
33 responses. So you guys are off to a great start. Slots 1 and 3 are taken. 2, 4, 5, and 6 are still on the board. And we go to Amelia.
Gosh, Python's such a good one.
It's all right. It's like the data analyst favorite, right?
I feel like this is going to fall into the same slot as Java, but I'm going to go with, probably shouldn't, but C++.
Good answer. Good answer.
Show us C++.
Ugh.
Sorry, that did not make the board.
Good try. Good try. Good try.
All right, you have 1 strike against you. You've died 1 death. And now it's Dave's turn.
Okay. Got a few to choose from, but I'm going to bias this based on the changelog audience and say go.
Okay.
Because you have a go podcast.
Way to steal my answer.
That's a
Dave.
good one.
Oh, sorry. I had other ones. I could give you that one.
A very targeted answer at our targeted audience. Does it pay off? Yes, it does.
Yes.
Go. Number 4 answer. 11 people like go.
Nice.
Okay, we have slots 2, 5, and 6 still available, and we are back at Chris.
Well, just the trajectory leads us to Ruby here. Let me say Ruby.
Okay, show us Ruby. Oh, not so fast, my friend. Not so fast.
That surprises me. I would have thought Ruby's on there.
That also surprises me. It definitely was answered, but not 5 people, so has been falling out of favor. That's 2 strikes.
I'm going to go again.
Go back to Amelia.
Chris can go again. Oh, man. I'm totally blanking here. I'm going to go with something that I know people will say, but maybe not a lot of people. Don't kill me again, please. Lisp.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
It's not a good one.
It's not a good one.
No, because there's going to be some nerds.
Okay. The question is, how many nerds are there? Are there 5 nerds? No.
Not
there are
enough
not
nerds.
5 nerds. So
I'm curious if our syntaxes. Anyway,
we have the number 1 answer Python, the number 3 answer Rust, the number 4 answer Go, and there's 3 more still on the board. So Team CSS Podcast, all you have to do is match any of those to steal all of these points. So you can confer amongst your team, discuss what you think is our listeners' favorite programming language. It's not HTML, CSS, or JS.
There's an obvious answer here.
I have an idea.
Starts with the letter P.
It starts with a T and has an S in there.
Well,
Okay, so yeah, is TS going to be available? It's like not JavaScript.
It's semantically different, and people argue over that, so I guarantee it's up there.
I'm sure it's listed. Yeah, I think it's in there too. I've got it. on
that's
my
not
list.
fair.
I'm not happy about this.
I also was wondering about Node because that's also JavaScript.
Also not fair.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know.
So PHP, TypeScript.
Remember that it just depends on what they answer. There's no rules for what you can answer. Whatever they answered, that's what's in there.
Oh, that's true.
I'm curious if SQL is in there.
Interesting. I also am curious if there's like mobile developers that listen to the podcast. Maybe like Swift.
Yeah, Swift or Kotlin are in my list.
I feel like TypeScript is pretty popular, but I just don't know if that's far enough from JavaScript. This question is a little uncertain.
Given the audience, I think it is.
TS is a safe bet. What about Sass? So no CSS. If we're allowing TypeScript, do we allow Sass?
I think it's the same thing though. And like Sass is to CSS, TypeScript to JavaScript.
I would agree in principle, they're the same. We're going to need a final steal answer. What do y'all think? What are you going with
Should
here?
we just go with TypeScript?
I think less.
TypeScript is your final answer?
Let's do it. Let's lock it in.
Okay. Did our listeners love TypeScript?
Oh,
Unfortunately, they did.
pizzas.
It's number 2.
Number 2 answer
Nice.
with 20.
Yep.
That's not fair.
It's good to remember there's no rules. Like you could answer Jurassic Park, right? And then
That's right. But you have to get at least 4 other people to also answer Jurassic Park for it to matter.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we will give those points to Team CSS Podcast. They scored 83 on round 1. Oh, shoot. I did it wrong. Let me try that again. Hit this button instead. Yes, much better. And we will reveal number 5, which was C#.
Wow.
9 people.
Ugh.
So close with C++.
Number 6, which is blasphemy. I mean PHP. I'm just kidding. I have enjoyed PHP.
I had PHP on my list, but
A couple of honorable mentions. 2 people mentioned SQL. So there you go, Adam. And they said, one person said, that's the only other language I know. One person said, I don't know any other languages. One person said CoffeeScript, which was just...
Yeah, I mean, what?
And then one person said jQuery, which a little bit out there. But one person loves jQuery.
52 people said Spanish.
Yes. All right, that takes us to round 2. So next we'll have Chris and Adam facing off. Step right up, guys. Round 2. Adam gets to guess first because this is the second round, and the ShopTalk team guessed first the first round. Name someone who helps many people learn HTML, CSS, and or JavaScript. Top 5 answers on the board. Adam, who helps other people learn these things?
Who is Jen Simmons?
Good answer. Good answer.
Show us Jen Simmons. I am sorry. Jen did not make the top 5. Okay, Chris, you're up.
The audience is your podcast. I could say your name, you know?
That would only apply if I actually taught them anything, which is not the case.
Kevin Powell. We'll see how popular Mr. Kevin has gotten.
Okay, show us Kevin Powell.
You seen his subs lately? It's crazy.
I have not.
Oh.
Okay, so
Dang.
first time I think this has ever happened. Nobody matched in the first. So go back to Adam, and we just do it again.
Who is Wes Boss?
Show us Wes Boss. Number 1 answer, Wes Boss. 49 of our participants.
Woo!
That's a lot of people. So congrats to Wes.
Wow.
He's been helping lots of folks. And Chris now has a chance still. Oh, no, you don't. That's the number 1 answer. So Adam wins the board. I was like, hold on a second. And Team CSS Podcast gets to play round 2. So we have Wes Boss at the top. We have a couple who are not on the list. And now Nick Nisi, who do you think people said helped them learn these technologies?
I'm going to go the other half. I'll go Scott Talinsky.
Show us Scott Talinsky. Sorry, Scott.
Poor Scott. Look at that.
Scott made the honorable mentions.
This question is gonna.
We turn now to Yuna.
All right, so I feel like because the audience is the JS Party podcast, it's going to be leaning on people who have helped folks learn JavaScript.
Okay.
I'm going to go with you, Jared.
Gonna go with me. Okay. Let's see. Do people learn things from me?
Your podcast.
Yes!
Nice. Oh, JS Party. Nice.
This was a lumpy
number
in.
3.
Some people said me. Some people said JS Party. Some people said Nick. So I just combined all this together and said, yes, JS Party is on the list. It makes sense. It's our podcast and it's our audience answering the question. So good job, Yuna, for identifying JS Party as someone who helps other people learn. Adam, back to you. You have 1 strike and you have 3 answers left. Slots 2, 4, and 5.
Dan Abramov.
Dan Abramov. Fine answer. Fine answer. Was it on the board?
Oh,
What?
wow.
I'm kind of glad because otherwise this would have just been who is cool in React. Like, this is-
Right.
It still might be.
Still might be, yeah.
I will say that both Dan and Scott Talinsky were mentioned multiple times, but not at the threshold level. Okay. So 2 strikes. Nick, you're back up again.
All right.
And you have to hit this one or you're done.
Oh, man. Okay.
You got this, Nick.
You know, I'm going to go Chris Quayer.
Yeah.
Good one.
Took my answer, man.
You're just kissing up.
Totally stole my thing.
Do people learn things from Chris Coyer? They sure do. Number 2 answer,
Yes.
Chris Coyer with 13 people.
That should count for our team.
Look at the fall from Wes, though. Come on, man.
I know. Wes is dominant.
Okay.
So you get to keep going, team. What you got? What you got?
Yep, keep going. So we're back to you now. You have to get that number 4 and 5 slot. There's 2 left on the board, and you have 1 strike left.
All right. I'm going to go with someone who I've definitely learned a lot from. Sarah Drasner.
Ooh, clutch.
Nice.
Good answer. Show us Sarah. Oh, unfortunately, she did not make the list. All right, we have now an opportunity to steal. Currently, Team CSS Podcast has 69 points in this round.
Nice.
But y'all can confer and you can steal those points plus what's left on the board. There's slots 4 and 5. You have 2 answers that will match. What do y'all think?
My only other one is maybe Josh Kumo, who's been killing it recently.
Oh, yeah, he's huge. That's a good one.
Uh,
Or you go old school with like Zeldman or Eric Meyer or something, or Rachel Andrew, you know.
Can't see Dodds.
Oh, that's a good one.
Adi Osmani.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is hard.
Can I open my RSS reader?
I like Kent. I feel like everyone knows Kent.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe he's up there just from React testing. I mean, who else are you going to learn it from?
I'm totally down with that one, but I like the Josh idea too.
Yeah, your pick, Amelia.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kent has a pretty large name at this point.
Let's lock it.
Let's do it. Kent. C. Dot.
Okay.
Let's hear that ding. Hear that ding.
I need to make a confession. So I know that Kent was on the list, but I do not have him in my list. So I must have missed him in the final answers. He was right there. He was in the list, but he's not in the list. So I'm going to give you guys another guess because he's not actually on the board. Somehow he got lost in translation.
Was a data entry error?
Yes, it was a data entry error. Or we can pause and I can go look it up and refresh my board and we can do that.
No, that's all right.
Jared here, I looked it up and Kent did have 11 responses, so he would have been in third place. Sorry about that, Kent. All right, back to the show. Guess another one. We'll give you one more guess.
This is rigged.
Yeah.
Oh, now I feel terrible.
I mean, Josh might be the pick now. Like,
Let's just do it.
I like Josh.
Oh, well, I thought it was a good answer.
I thought he was leading us to pick that.
The steal fails. I'll have to go back to my notes and see where Kent fell
So we
into
missed
line.
the steal is the
So
problem.
CSS Pod picks up those 69. We're going to add those there. Let's look at the final
Wow.
two
It doesn't look
answers.
good.
Someone who helps many people. Free Code Camp / Quincy Larson. 6 votes.
We heading for a shutout here?
Well, it's a text field, so whatever they type in.
That's not
And then
a
the last
person.
one, number 5, Brad Traversy, the
Doesn't
popular
matter. Jurassic
YouTuber.
Park.
5 responses. Okay, so CSS Podcast dominant thus far.
Man.
With 152 points after round 2.
Truly.
And
It's
don't
all
worry, there's
luck.
more rounds to play. We head to round 3, and we face off Amelia versus Nick. Step right up.
This episode is brought to you by Sentry. Build better software faster, diagnose, fix, and optimize the performance of your code. More than 1 million developers and 68,000 organizations already use Sentry, and that includes us. Here's the easiest way to try Sentry. Head to sentry.io/demo/sandbox. That is a fully functional version of Sentry that you can poke at. And best of all, our listeners get the team plan for free for 3 months. Head to Sentry.io and use the code PARTYTIME when you sign up. Again, Sentry.io and use the code PARTYTIME.
The question for this round, which emoji do you use most often in commit messages?
Oh my gosh.
Go back to Team ShopTalk,
That's a great question.
I love this.
and we have Amelia gets to guess first. What do you think our listeners responded with on this, Amelia?
Oh, that's a really tough one. They're all tough.
I will say on this one, I did some groupings. So if you don't like hit it exact, but you're in the same ballpark, we will also match. Because there's a lot of variations.
I can't tell if people went with like jokey ones or serious ones, but I'm going to go with Grimace because I use that very often.
That was my first thought.
That's a good one. Good one.
We're going to learn a lot about each other in this one.
Show me Grimace.
What? Not even on the list?
Is that the like teeth one with the like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That one looks like a smile to
It's
me.
the best emoji.
Yeah.
I used it today already. It's early.
Apparently our listeners are more optimistic than our panel here. Nick, what do you think people said when we asked them which emoji do you use most often in your commit messages?
You said you were grouping them, so I'm going to go the one with the yellow face.
I'm sorry, but we're not grouping them.
Good answer.
Zoom in. Enhance.
I'm going to go with none.
Ooh, show us none.
Oh.
Number 1 answer.
What?
Outside the box.
Whoa.
Who are these people?
I know, right?
Professionals.
That's
That's
not
who.
how my brain works. I'll tell you that.
Professionals. In fact, one person said, I don't use emoji commit messages, you heathens. So they were not just saying none, they were mad about it.
42 people were like, I reject the premise of this entire question.
Which is almost
This is
half.
true.
Yeah, they're like, what kind of tacos do you like? And they're like, waffles.
Like, I would never eat a taco.
I was going to say one, but I kept hearing Chris say Jurassic Park right in my ear. So
Oh, that is just the Jurassic Park of answers. This is great. Okay.
Well, with that, Nick takes the board for Team CSS Podcast. Another
Yeah, way to go, Nick.
move of dominance. And we go to Una. Now, there's still 6 more on the board. There are 7 total answers, so lots to pick from here. What do you think, Una?
All right. I frequently will use the ta-da emoji or like the with the confetti coming out of the little
Right.
red thing.
Okay, show us ta-da.
The hooray. Ta-da.
That's grouped into the celebrations emoji, which is the ta-da, the celebrate face, the
Party horn.
Those were all of my guesses right there.
The second one was my second guess.
the raised hands, and then that one that's like the confetti opening up out of the two pine cones, or what are those things? Shells? I don't know.
It's a Japanese ornament that opens.
Yeah, good job. Very nice. So that's now number 1 and number 6 are taken. We go to Adam.
Nice. So the celebrations are definitely, after your 20th commit, trying to get your GitHub action to finally do the thing. You're like, huzzah! It works.
It works, finally.
Like, finally. I'm going to go with, here, I got a few here. I'm picking fire.
That's a good answer.
It's a good one.
Yes.
Show us
love
fire.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought that was a good answer as well. No fire.
People are too. That's nobody that confident.
All right, back to Nick.
okay.
You have 1 strike.
I'm going to go with the green square with the white check in it.
That's a good one.
I use that one all the time. Do our listeners also use it? No, they do not.
What?
There are no other emojis.
Good luck, everybody.
I will say I'm looking at the answers and you're missing some pretty obvious ones. No offense. But we're back to Yuna.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go with the poop emoji.
It's got to be on the list. Get out of it.
Please show me poop. Never thought I'd say that on a podcast. Yes.
Woo!
Poop. Number 3 answer with 9 responses. All right. So you're hanging in there. Back to Adam.
All right. I've got 2 that I think are good runner-ups. I'm going to go with cry.
That's a good one.
Single tear, double tears,
Show us cry.
Whoa.
What is
I guess there's
going-
just so many emoji to pick from. It's tough to actually narrow down. Okay, so you have 58 points, but now we have Team ShopTalk can steal. They have lots of opportunities. There's still 4 responses.
Okay, we can talk about this, right?
Yeah.
Match any, and you guys steal these points.
Isn't there that like Git convention? People even put Git hooks in there that say you have to. It has to say fix : or it has to say design : or whatever.
Conventional commits, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Conventional commit. I see a lot of like lipstick or nail polish. I'm just making this pretty.
I like the nail polish.
Or the wrench when the tool for fix is what I was thinking, but just to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, there's a whole thing for that, isn't there? Like emoji commits or whatever.
Nail polish is good for design,
Nail polish is the only one I could think.
I feel like that covers all of it. I can't think of anything else other than like cry, laugh, but my guesses haven't been going well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what's the consensus then? Nail polish?
Nail polish.
Nail
It's
polish.
going to be great. Number 2 answer.
All right, show us for the steal. Nail polish.
What?
No way.
What are these answers?
Dude, this was
a tough round.
aliens answered this one.
Tough round. All right, you guys want to let's score these.
Still hanging on at 0 points.
Yeah, CSS Pod. You're gonna have to use that double round to really come back because right now they are
Smoking
at
us.
210 to 0.
Woof.
Let's look at the answers that were still on the board. Smiles. People like the smiles, guys.
Just the classic. We should have gone classic, yeah.
Yeah, classic smile. How about shrugs?
Thumbs up is in here.
The shrugs is pretty.
Shrug is a good one.
That's a good one.
Ship it. Rocket. Got the rocket. Ship that sucker.
I was thinking the ship as another.
And then the classic age-old thumbs up. You just got the thumbs up?
Oh.
Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah.
Dude.
I feel bad about myself.
So, rough round. This is going tough. This is not Shop Talk today.
This is a really hard
Sorry, team.
one. Don't feel bad.
Hey, we'll get a point, everybody. Don't worry.
We are only halfway through the game. There's 3 more rounds, so anything can happen. I mean, you win the next 3 rounds.
Beginner's luck.
Rocket is just wrong. You don't put the rocket in the commit message because you don't know yet. Your CI hasn't passed yet. You put the rocket after the CI passes as a comment.
That's a comment. That's a
comment.
That is a good follow-up.
I think people didn't read the question. That's it.
Well, most people didn't like emojis and commit messages.
Yeah.
That's true. 42 are like, seriously, guys, take the emojis out of your commit messages.
42 people are major bummers. They're just
Like, where's hearts?
Major bummers.
no fun at work.
This was one that had a lot of 1 points. Like a lot of people had this one thing.
Right.
They all had their favorites. But Okay, let's move to the next round. This is the inverted round. Okay, this round works a little bit differently. There's no face-off. It's just back and forth between the two teams. You're trying to match the board, but actually the lower answers score more points. So you do not want the most popular answers. You want the bottom of the board. Okay, so there's 6 answers on the board. And the statement that we had them respond to was name a website that's frequented by software developers. All right, so we will start with ShopTalk, and we'll start with Dave.
Boy.
Name a website frequented by software developers.
Yeah, I mean, well, the goal is not to get the number one answer. So, like,
unless you want some points.
I think it'll be middle of the pack. I think dev.to.
Oh, that's good, right? Because it's not going to be like the top answer, but it's up there.
Okay, show us dev.to.
That means it's low, though. That's good.
Yeah, you got the spirit of it, right? You got the spirit of it, right?
Yeah, good.
All right,
for
we
me.
go back now to CSS Podcast. Una, your turn.
Okay, a website frequented by software developers, but it shouldn't be the top one.
But not too much.
I will mention that the top one also scores you points. It's just not as many points. So, like, if you were sitting at 0, you might go for it. I don't know.
Okay.
But you're sitting at 210, so whatever you like.
Well, dev.to wasn't on there, so that's interesting. What about something outside the box, like Medium, that has some articles for developers?
Show us Medium.
Too low.
I think there was one person that said Medium, so you're not totally off.
Get us a point, Chris.
Is it back to me?
Now it's to Chris.
I'm just going to pick something safe.
Good.
You know, we'll just say Stack Overflow. It's going to be on the 6, you know.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, yeah.
Show us Stack Overflow. Number one answer.
It's number 1.
Perfect.
65 respondents, which gives you 5 points. But hey, you got 5 points.
We got 5 points.
Do we just immediately get them? No, we have to steal.
Yep, I just added those right now. So you got them right there. Now we go to Adam. Your turn.
All right. I'm going to choose Twitter.
Out of the box Jurassic Park pick.
Yeah.
Developers hang out on Twitter.
That's a good one, honestly.
And I will say it is the bottom answer. So you
Oh, damn it,
Yes,
Adam.
Adam.
you score
Adam,
30 points for your team. Very well played. We go back to Shop Talk and Amelia.
I think middle of the board's going to be like MDN.
Good answer, good answer, good answer.
Show us MDN.
Wow.
What?
Number 2 answer, worth 10 points. 22 people said it. You get 10 points for that. It's a good answer. And we go to Nick, back with CSS Podcast.
What is less popular than MDN, but more frequently visited than Twitter? W3 schools.
Show us W3 schools. I think one troll said W3 schools. In addition to yourself, Nick.
What about W3.org, though?
All right, back to Shop Talk and back to Dave.
I'm going to say GitHub.
Stole my answer.
Do you think that developers go to GitHub? Yes, they do. Number 3 answer.
See, we'll do the top of the cake.
Going down the
And
list.
then, yeah.
12 answers, get you 15 points. I'll award those to you. Go back here, and we go to Una. There's now 2 slots open, slots 4 and 5. So to review, number 1, Stack Overflow. Number 2, MDN. Number 3, GitHub. Blank, blank. Number 6, Twitter. What do you got?
Oh, man. I was thinking the Gits, but now I got to go alternative paths. So far, none of these really are blogs. We got documentation. We got question asking. We got doing productive work. We got learning things. Is there a blog on here? There probably is. Okay. What is big JavaScript blog, though? You know, I'm just going to go with what's on the top of my head. What about Smashing? Smashing Magazine.
Show us Smashing Magazine.
Wasn't sure.
Not quite there. Okay, Chris.
I was kind of thinking patreon.com/shoptalk.
Throw you a bone after this.
Good. That gets you access to the Discord. And everyone knows that's a really great place to be in the Discord. So.
We'll take a Google shout out at web.dev.
Show us web.dev. That was in the honorable mentions, but didn't quite make the top 6. So now to Adam.
What is YouTube?
Ooh, YouTube. That's a good one.
Whoa, Jurassic Park answer.
What is YouTube?
It's a tough
Not
one.
a website.
That's surprising.
Discerning developers use Vimeo.
in retrospect, one of these will be very obvious. The one will be slightly less so. Amelia.
I don't know what to do with that hint. Doesn't make me feel good about it.
What websites do software developers frequent?
I was going to say CSS Tricks because I use it very often.
Good answer. Good answer.
Good answer. Hell yeah.
Still?
Weak. Wrong.
Incorrect.
CSS Tricks was an honorable mention. All right. Back to Nick.
Wow. Can I specify specifically the Flexbox on CSS Tricks?
You can.
No.
Number one answer?
I think I'm out of ideas here. What? Are there other websites?
There's no more websites. No.
There's a few left.
One is very obvious.
There's at least 2 websites left out there.
Oh,
It's pretty much just that Space Jam one.
Can I go again?
Space Jam.
It's Space Jam and Alibaba, and I think those are kind of the last ones.
Let's see. There is one that's very obvious. I'm going to say NPM.
Do JS Party listeners frequent NPM?
That was a good answer, though.
Good answer. Good answer. Tough to match what people are thinking. We're back over to Dave on ShopTalk.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we got Stack Overflow, we got MDN, we got GitHub, and then people do other stuff, not YouTube, and then they do Twitter. I'm going to just do like Amazon.com. I don't know. I don't know.
Something Amazon related.
Let's see if the big ones, the big obvos are like, it's my Jurassic Park answer.
So Amazon, final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Yuna?
Okay, I think I know it.
Ooh.
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Bold.
I believe that a website frequented by software developers is google.com.
You think people who are searching for things like answers to software questions might go to google.com?
Just a hunch.
Dang it.
That's the obvious. Oh, shoot. Hey, Jared here again. At this point, I clicked the wrong thing. I thought it was Google. It was actually Hacker News, revealing that as a correct answer. I quickly clicked it again to flip it back over, but it was too late. That's the obvious one.
What? I guess Hacker News. Is it Hacker News?
Hold on. Slow down. I got to give Team CSS Podcast the points for Google. They get 25 points. Okay. And due to my slip up and the whole Kent C. Dodd situation, I'm going to award Team ShopTalk 20 points for their excellent answer of Hacker News.
Thank you.
Good job, Chris.
Right there.
It feels good.
Yeah, good job, Chris.
I was going to go Slack, so I would have got it wrong, you know?
We almost lost our 200-point lead.
A couple more honorable mentions were CSS Tricks, as I said, Reddit, W3 Schools, and Slack were the other honorable mentions.
Reddit, yeah.
Okay, that brings us to the end of the inverted round.
Oof.
That's round 4. There's 2 rounds left, and after 4 rounds, the CSS Podcast leads with 265 points. ShopTalk now, hey, you're cooking. You got 50, so you're on the board, and you're ready to play round 5. Here we go. We will have a face-off. I think we're back to Dave and Yuna facing off. We asked developers to name a place outside of your house where you like to code/work. There are 6 answers on the board. We'll start with Yuna this time.
All right. Power of the space shirt. I'm going to be channeling.
Okay.
I like to code at coffee shops.
Show us coffee shops. The number 1 answer. So
Can't beat that.
Dave does not get an opportunity. CSS Podcast plays the round. You have the number 1, and there are 5 left. All right, Adam.
It's really weirdly hard. I'm trying to, what's the popular name for these? There's like a brand of them. They're work lofts where you can rent out a little space.
Oh, like a WeWork?
WeWork.
Table talk.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to help with the description.
I was trying to help. That's exactly what Table Talk is trying to help.
Sorry.
We'll let him have it, though. The answer was WeWork.
Yes.
Ooh, would that be grouped in with co-working spaces generally? Probably.
Yes.
So that's not a thing.
Not a popular one. All right, Nick, that's 1 strike against you.
That's bad for the co-working industry.
Okay. A place outside of your house where you like to code/work. I'm going to say work.
Excuse me?
Like the office.
Like your office.
Oh, at your office. I thought you were just like throwing the question back at me. Where do I like to work? Work. The office. Do people like to work at their offices? Yes, they do. That is answer number 3. I'm treading very slowly now on my flips.
Nice.
So the office had 21 responses. Good answer. So that's number 3. 1 and 3 are gone. 2, 4, 5, and 6 still remain. You have 1 strike against you. So we're back to Yuna, and you have 2 potential strikes before the steal.
Okay, so I don't know if people actually like to code and work from this, but people like to take pictures of their laptops in front of it.
Right.
Like people will like post up at a pool and like take a picture, but I don't believe they're actually working because it gets too hot and it's too bright. But I'm thinking like I don't know how to like word it for this, but like on vacation or at the pool, like a relax. How do I verb that? I'll just say the pool, at a pool.
At the pool. Okay. Show us pool. Pool did not match, and I'll say that I included like vacationing or.
I guess I'm on Instagram too much.
People prefer to take pictures at the pool of their laptops versus working.
Yes.
All right, 2 strikes, so you're now down to your final strike, and it's back to Adam.
You got this.
No pressure. I'm not feeling any pressure. I say,
1 wheel.
yeah, on your 1 wheel. That's a really good answer. Dang it. No, I'm going to say the bar, drinking beer, writing code, y'all.
Ooh.
That was going to be mine.
Do people like to code at the bar? Yes, they do.
Whoa.
Huzzah!
6 points for that one. That's number 5. So 2, 4, and 6 remain.
You all suck at drinking.
Nick,
You need to focus.
get focused.
Dedicate yourself to one task at a time. Yeah.
I'm going to say like the park / outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, show us the park.
Nice.
Number 2 answer. Park, that includes the garden, in a garden, or in my backyard. Park, outdoors.
Oh, that's backyard too? Damn it.
Yes. So now only 2 remain, slot 4 and slot 6. You have 91 points racked up,
Oh, this is hard.
and we're back to Yuna.
Okay, let me think. Where would I? Oh, you know what? I have a good one. On an airplane, like in transit.
Show us airplane.
Well, I think it's good. I don't know. Nobody else thought it was.
I liked it, but less airplanes than previously, although we're starting to get on planes again. So that's it. You 3 strikes and you're out. There's 91 points to be stolen. ShopTalk, this is your big opportunity to steal these points and get right back in the game.
Horrible.
We got him.
There are 2 potential correct answers.
So I was thinking library. Do people work from libraries?
That's pretty good.
Okay.
I had the gym in mind. If the bar's on there, it's like the opposite of the bar. You know, you go to the. Not that you do it while you're working out, but you then you get your
in between reps.
yeah, you get your smoothie when you're done and post up at the little table. You know,
Too much Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, those are library. I think sounds good.
that's better. That's better.
I literally can't think of like where else. I'm surprised park is on there because like you need Wi-Fi.
Or like a restaurant. You know, I guess pub is kind of would be grouped into that. You know?
Yeah, I would lump restaurants in with bar and pub.
Mm-hmm. I can't beat library. That's good. Of course, that's where you go work.
What else do people do outside their houses?
We're all like, what do you do with your arms?
Leaving house. I mean, like I'm in a backyard office shed. So is that covered under backyard and office? Yeah.
Probably.
Literally both.
Oh, yeah, that's totally covered. You should make that your answer.
Yes, full coverage.
Boy.
What are we thinking here?
Or like school or whatever. Is that generic enough to encompass library?
Yeah. Public facility.
A public facility.
A public facility.
Publicly funded facility.
Final answer. Like a library, for example.
We're going to need an answer here. A lot does right on this. I'm not going to lie.
We don't want to mess this one up.
You don't want to mess this one up.
Okay.
So you got library potential.
An amusement park made of dinosaurs.
Jurassic Park.
We already did park, so that one's taken, actually.
I literally don't know.
Amusement park is covered under there.
Jurassic Park is covered under park/garden.
All right, library. I think that's our only good one.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, for the big chance to steal 91 points and stay in this game, show us library. Library indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Dang it, that was on my list.
So to review, at number 1 was coffee shop and cafes. At number 2 was park, garden, yards. And the office was number 3. The library, number 4 answer. The bar and pub, number 5 answer. And you guys literally covered everything you could potentially think of.
The school.
Because the other one was nowhere / I don't leave my house.
Oh my God.
Come on, dude.
Similar to none, huh? Nice.
So I'm going to take that one back off, hit ShopTalk, award the points.
Clutch.
Can we
Catching
take
up.
points away from the people who answered that? Can they lose points?
You're going to have to de-anonymize them and go take their points away.
Perfect.
Well, I will say, after round 5, it's very much a game again. So it got interesting. It was becoming to be a wipeout, but ShopTalk is back. And after 5 rounds, the CSS podcast has 265 points, and the ShopTalk show has 155 points. That may sound like a big gap, but the final round is double points. So there's plenty of opportunity for anybody to win this game.
I'm sweating.
Whew. Let's move to the last round, the double round. Round 6, and we face off Chris versus Adam.
Oh, jeez.
For the final round, what's the first thing you do when you think of a new project / idea? I believe it's ShopTalk's turn to go first. So there's 6 potential answers on the board, and you match the highest one to play the round. What do you think, Chris?
Oh, man. I'm not going to give you answers, though. I got to just think internally in my own head.
Yes.
Makes for terrible radio.
Thanks for, we'll edit this part out of the silence.
Buy a domain name.
Yeah. Good answer. Good answer.
Nice.
Good answer. Good answer.
Show us buy a domain name. And that is number 4.
Really?
17 people said either name it or buy a domain name. I grouped those two together, and that's worth 34 points. So that's where you have to beat Adam. You have to beat the number 4 answer to take the board.
NuGet repo. Just NuGet, yeah.
Yeah.
New Git repo. Just inches it out at number 3.
Oh,
Wow.
So that includes anybody that said just get started, start writing code,
okay.
start a new Git repo,
Yeah.
that whole thing that you do. Okay, so with that,
Those 2 were my top answers. So
the CSS podcast is in control of the final round. 2 answers are taken off the board. There's only 4 left. If you can answer all 4 of these, you de facto win the game. And we go to Nick.
I'm going to say the easy thing. Talk about it or tweet about it.
Show us, talk about it.
nice.
Number 6 answer. 10 people said tell someone, which was either talk about it, tell a friend, tweet about it, tell my spouse, etc. Good job, Nick. Go to Una. Slots 1, 2, and 5 are still out there to be taken.
Okay. I'm going to say sketch it out. Like make a plan, sketch it out.
Sketch it out. Do people sketch out their new project ideas? Yes, they do. Number 5 answer, draw, whiteboard, or prototype.
Nice.
Wow. Number 1 and 2.
You guys are really smoking here. So 1 and 2 are the only 2 left.
Looking bad for old ShopTalk.
Unless they're running out of ideas. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Adam, what else do people do when they think of a new project or idea?
Like I have a few good options, but I'm going to go with prototype it. Quick prototype.
Prototype was inside the draw / whiteboard / prototype.
Ah, it is in there. Okay, then I'm going to say NPM init.
That one goes under just get started kind of thing, which you already guessed.
How many guesses does it get? What's going on?
They're all on the board.
Everyone gets infinity guesses, I guess.
What are you going to say next? Tell someone?
The database isn't letting me insert my values, so that means my turn isn't up yet, so I get to keep trying, right?
I mean, I think Jared's way cooler than a database.
He's using the upsert model.
Database is my middle name. My parents were very something here.
Dang. Okay, so yeah, these are just pretty abstract categories that a lot of mine are falling into. Like write a plan, write a document.
That's a tough one. Write a plan, write a document.
Is that like whiteboarding it though?
You know, words in a document, whether it's Notion, whether it's you got to take your note, spell out your idea, kind of put it in words out of your brain. something where you're doing that.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you.
Nice.
Research, plan, brainstorm. So there's plan in there.
Planning. Yeah.
These are tough ones to group. So I give it to you there. That's the number 2 answer, 31 points. And the number 1 answer is out there.
All right. My turn?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to say the obvious thing, which is nothing or sit on it.
God.
Is that your third one where you...
Do they do nothing?
Ah.
Oh, they do not do nothing. We all thought that was a good answer, but it's not.
Finally, the jackals come through.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, Jackals. Okay. Back to Unity. We now have 2 more strikes. The number 1 answer is out there.
Okay. What do you do when you think of a new project or idea? So you think it's in your head. And Adam kind of said, write it down, right? Like putting it on paper.
Plan was his, well, he matched on plan.
He landed on plans. We gotta get it out. Oh, there's a few things that it could be, but I think a lot of them fall into these things. So much pressure. Okay, it's in your head.
Yes.
Would design be like drawing it? It might be.
So between planning and drawing, I think design is taken in those.
What's the first thing you do when you think of a new project or idea? Tell someone, be like, put it on GitHub. Wow, this is hard. Would like figuring out like a tech stack be a separate answer than these? Like figuring out a game plan.
If it's like pick your tech stack, I would take that as separate. If it's like figure out a game plan, that's more like planning and brainstorming.
Let's do pick your tech stack.
All right, pick your tech stack.
Oh, that was a good guess. I was like, everyone's like, here's my idea, and here's the framework I'm going to use, right? They're like, the first thing out of their mouth next is like, I'm going to use Framework X for my cool new idea.
Right.
Or like, I want to build something with X.
Okay, I've got a final guess. This is a little more personal, I guess, because I have a lot of ideas, and when you have a lot of ideas, they tend to go in the backlog, and so the first thing I do is I take this idea and I put it in the list of all the other ideas I have.
Oh, that's a great answer, Adam.
Show us. Add it to the list. Number 1 answer.
Wow. Sweeped.
Wow. Well played, Adam, for the win.
72 points.
But write it down is there too.
Well, that's the generalization, but it was more like write it down for later versus like put my thoughts on paper. It was more like I'm going to save it for later, which is kind of do nothing, which Nick said, but it's tough to group these things. I think the idea is I'm going to put it in my list of ideas so I don't forget it, but I'm not going to work on it right now.
Yeah.
So, wow, this was a great game. You guys swept the board. You kept ShopTalk off of the court for the final round. Congratulations, you guys. We're going to award all 264 points of round 6 to your team. That's darn near what you had already. So doubling your score with 529 points. Our new Front-End Feud champions is Team CSS Podcast.
Woo woo!
Honed ya. Oh.
All that research I did on color models.
So, as a congratulations of winning Front-End Feud, you now have an opportunity, each one of you, in turn, to give a shout out to a website, to a project, to a person, to an idea, maybe one from your list, Adam, that you like. Anything you'd like to say to round out the show? Let's start with Una.
Oh, gosh. Well, if you want to follow me on Twitter, go to twitter.com/Una.
Okay, twitter.com/Una.
And all the other stuff will be there.
All right, Adam, anything to shout out?
Yeah, shout outs to One Wheels for killing my boredom.
What's One Wheels?
Wait, did you say what's One Wheels?
Yeah.
How much time we got?
For those of us not in the know.
Put it in maybe the hoverboard category in your brain, but it's the single wheel that you stand on sideways, and the wheel originally came from a go-kart, so it's a rubber tire with a board on it that self-balances, and you use it to go everywhere. It goes everywhere. It's very capable, surprisingly.
Very cool. I think I've seen these. I didn't know they were called One Wheels, but
Adam is a one-wheel advocate.
What do you advocate for? More usages of One Wheels? Less wheels in general?
The freedom and the feel, it has they call it floating, because once you get comfortable, you really do feel like you're floating around the world, and It's awesome.
Very cool. Well, we'll add a link to some sort of One Wheels based website in the show notes for people to check out. Nick, congratulations, man. You were on the winning team, even though you're not on the winning podcast. You're on JS Party. Still pretty good, I hear. Check out our Discord. Oh, no, we don't have that. What do you want to shout out? You want to shout out our membership program or
No pressure.
TypeScript?
I recommend nothing. Just
I think I was being pressured into that.
TypeScript?
I'm going to shout out our lovely podcast that joined us today. I'm going to say, if you want to talk shop or learn about CSS, check out ShopTalk or CSS.
Hey, thank you. That's nice.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
Check out JS Party.
Yes.
.fm.
If you're listening to this and you haven't checked out JS Party yet, something went terribly wrong. Or somebody's pirating our stream. Come on, people. Do your own thing. All right. Well, I just want to thank you all for joining us today. This game is always a blast. We had a lot of fun. It was a lively group, as expected. Y'all are awesome. Great game, came down to the very end, and the CSS podcast pulled it out for the win. But that's our show. I also want to thank Amelia and Nick for rounding out the teams and sprinkling in the JS Party goodness to the game. So for JS Party, I'm Jared Santo. This has been Frontend Feud. We'll play again. CSS podcast, y'all need to come back and defend your championship against some other group of podcasters to be decided later. Listener, if you have a favorite podcast that you want to get on Frontend Feud, holler at us at JS Party FM and let us know. Advocate for the new contenders to the throne. For now, it's the CSS podcast team holding it down. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you again next time. If you enjoyed this Frontend Feud battle, go back and listen to our other editions. This is our 5th time playing the game. You can search for Frontend Feud in your podcast app, or there's a playlist on Spotify as well, and one called Dev Game Shows, which has every game show we've ever played. And like I said at the top, we'd appreciate it if you shared JS Party with your friends, your coworkers, your boss's boss, if that's a thing. They'll thank you later. Speaking of thanks again to our friends at Fastly for having our CDN covered, to the mysterious Breakmaster Cylinder for keeping our beat supply all topped up, and to you for listening. We appreciate you. Next up on the pod, K-Ball's talking monorepos and how they fit into the JS ecosystem with Jury from NX Dev Tools. We'll have that episode ready for you next week.